To live is to live together. As humans, we gather in families, in friendships, in sprawling societies. And in nature, it's much the same. From ant armies to elephant herds, from fish shoals to bird flocks, it's nearly impossible to find something that lives completely alone. But why live together? Because the perks are plenty. Safety in numbers, efficiency in finding food, support in raising young. However, even three is a crowd, and you quickly invite confusion, conflict, and sometimes even chaos. And that's when you need leadership. So what makes a leader, you ask? Well, in animal groups, it is usually the individual who consistently influences the behavior of the other group members and often stands out from all other group members in either its motivation, personality, or knowledge. Take migrating wildebeest, for example. Here, it's the individuals with the knowledge about the grazing routes that guide the herd across the savannah. But one of the most fascinating examples of leadership comes from the ocean. Picture the big blue octopus drifting through the Pacific and the Indian Oceans. This octopus, instead of hunting solo, often associates with several kinds of fish in hunting groups. And researchers from the Max Planck Institute of Animal Behavior dove in, literally, to learn more about these strange alliances. They used scuba and three-dimensional videography to track these individuals. They monitored the spatial positions and the behavior of every group member for over 120 hours. And what they found was striking. These groups were not controlled by a despotic leader, nor were they drifting about aimlessly. They were practicing something else, shared leadership. The octopus was in charge of deciding when the group moves to a new hunting ground, while the yellow goatfish was responsible to decide where to go, in other words, the direction of movement. And this is remarkable because whether in boardrooms or the bottom of the ocean, leadership is not always about dominance. It's about knowing when to lead and when to follow, because good leaders don't just command, but they also collaborate. So the next time you have to make a leadership decision, you can remember the octopus and the goatfish, because the best way forward is to share the steering. Thank you.